Ever wondered why India, one of the world's most populated and fastest-growing economies, decided to ban China? The narrative of these two Asian giants is one laden with intrigue, strategic moves, and high-stakes diplomacy. The impact of this ban is far-reaching, affecting millions. Stay tuned as we delve into the historical and political events leading to this major decision. To understand the ban, we must first look at the roots of the India-China relationship. The historical ties between India and China date back centuries, intertwining cultures, religions, and philosophies. However, in the modern era, the relationship has been marked by a growing sense of unease, primarily due to border disputes and trade imbalances. Let's turn the clock back to the mid-20th century. The year was 1962. A Himalayan border dispute led to a full-blown war, a conflict that left deep scars and unresolved territorial issues. The Aksai Chin and Arunachal Pradesh regions became points of contention, sparking sporadic skirmishes and diplomatic standoffs over the decades. Fast forward to the 21st century. The border disputes festered, but a new dynamic entered the equation: trade. With China's meteoric rise as a global manufacturing powerhouse, the trade relationship between India and China ballooned. However, this growth was far from balanced. By the early 2000s, a significant trade imbalance emerged. China exported a wide range of goods to India, from electronics to machinery, creating a massive deficit for India. On the other hand, despite India's attempts to penetrate the Chinese market, barriers to entry remained high, further exacerbating the trade deficit. In addition to the trade imbalance, concerns around quality and security of Chinese products began to surface. Accusations of substandard goods, intellectual property theft, and cybersecurity threats added fuel to the fire, escalating the tension between the two nations. The combination of unresolved border disputes, an unbalanced trade relationship, and growing mistrust set the stage for a turbulent future. These historical tensions, coupled with emerging global dynamics, paved the way for an unprecedented move: the ban. These historical tensions set the stage for the ban. Several recent events acted as catalysts, pushing India towards this significant decision. The geopolitical landscape has always been brimming with tension between the two nations, but it was the recent spate of incidents that truly fanned the flames. Firstly, let's delve into the border clashes. The disputed territories along the Himalayan border have been a source of contention for decades, but recent violent skirmishes have escalated the situation. It's not just about land anymore. It's about national pride and the assertion of sovereignty. Then we have the cybersecurity threats. In the age of digital warfare, these threats are far more than just virtual. They have the potential to disrupt economies, infringe on privacy, and compromise national security. India has accused China of orchestrating cyber attacks on its infrastructure, a claim that has further strained their relationship. Now let's turn our attention to trade. Accusations of unfair trade practices have been another major bone of contention. India has expressed concerns about the trade deficit with China, arguing that China's restrictive trade policies and alleged dumping of cheap goods have had a detrimental impact on India's economy. And it's not just about economics and security. Cultural and ideological differences also play a significant role. The two nations, despite their geographical proximity, have starkly different political systems and societal values. These inherent differences have often led to misunderstandings and conflicts, exacerbating the existing tensions. To sum up, it's a complex cocktail of disputes, both old and new, that have led to the current state of affairs. From border issues to cybersecurity threats, from trade disputes to ideological differences, it's clear that the relationship between India and China is fraught with complexities. These incidents brought the simmering resentments to a boiling point. In response to these escalating tensions, India made the unprecedented decision to ban China, an event that sent shockwaves across the globe. This wasn't a hasty decision. It was a calculated move, a strategic response to the mounting pressures and disputes that had been brewing over time. India's ban on China was comprehensive, covering a wide range of sectors. From technology and telecommunications to infrastructure and trade, the ban seeped into every corner of their bilateral relationship. It was more than just a symbolic gesture. It was a statement, a clear message to the world about India's stance on the issues at hand. The implementation of the ban was no less impactful. It was swift and immediate, leaving little room for doubt about India's resolve. The government enforced stringent regulations, halting the import of Chinese goods, barring Chinese companies from bidding on infrastructure projects, and even banning popular Chinese apps. It was a display of determination, a testament to India's commitment to safeguard its interests. The sectors affected by the ban were numerous. The tech industry, heavily reliant on Chinese components, was hit hard. Infrastructure projects, once dominated by Chinese companies, were left in a state of flux. Trade, a significant part of the India-China relationship, saw a sharp decline. The ripple effects of the ban were felt widely and deeply. The potential impact on both economies was immense. For India, it meant a potential rise in costs and a need to find alternative sources for goods and services. For China, it represented a significant loss of one of its largest trading partners. The economic implications were far-reaching, the repercussions still unfolding. In the grand scheme of things, this ban wasn't just about economics or trade. It was about principles, about standing up to perceived injustices. It was about setting a precedent and making a statement. It was about the future of two of the world's most populous countries and their place in the global order. This ban marked a turning point in the India-China relationship. A relationship that had been defined by cooperation and competition, now mired in contention and conflict. It was a defining moment, a chapter in their shared history that would forever change the trajectory of their relationship. The ban had far-reaching consequences, not just for India and China, but for the global economy. As the dust settled, the world began to witness the domino effects of this monumental decision. In the immediate aftermath, a stark economic shift was observed. With China's products off the shelves, businesses worldwide scrambled, looking for alternative sources to meet their demands. For some, this meant turning to local manufacturers, thereby boosting domestic industries. For others, this spelled a period of adjustment and uncertainty as they navigated uncharted waters. Politically, the ban sent ripples across international relations. Countries found themselves compelled to reassess their ties with both India and China, balancing their economic interests with their political alliances. The ban also sparked a wave of debates on the ethics of economic warfare and the power dynamics at play in the international arena. Socially, the effects of the ban were just as profound. Consumers had to adapt to a market devoid of Chinese products, often re-evaluating their buying habits and preferences. This shift led to a greater emphasis on conscious consumerism and a renewed appreciation for locally produced goods. As the years rolled on, the long-term implications of the ban became increasingly apparent. Economies evolved, political landscapes shifted, and societies adapted to a new normal. The ban had indeed been a catalyst, triggering a global transformation that reached far beyond the borders of India and China. The ripple effects of the ban continue to be felt around the world. So, what have we learned about India's decision to ban China? It all started with the historical context, where tensions between the two nations were simmering. The catalyst then sparked the ban, a decision that had significant political and economic implications. The aftermath of the ban has shaped the current state of affairs. As we can see, India's decision to ban China was not made in isolation, but was the result of a complex interplay of historical, political, and economic factors.